Yeah, no one washes these anymore. Every time I come to this thing, it's always dirty. No one washes these anymore. GG, we didn't sleep early today, so we're scuffed. Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So, yep, we're here again. It's actually like 10 degrees this morning, so it's actually quite warm. So, what's there to talk about today? Well, yesterday we figured out a new game. I'm not sure if it happened last night or in the morning, but yeah, I think it was either Slime Rancher 2 was like half price on Steam, so I just bought the game. I actually had Slime Rancher 2 already on a different Steam account, but I was too lazy, so just spent like another 20 something, $27. Bought Slime Rancher 2 on my main account, and then we just played yesterday. I think we played in total 7 hours, which was not bad. Try to catch up to my progress. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did yesterday. Was stream Slime Rancher 2, and it wasn't bad because it's a pretty goated game. And when I first played Slime Rancher 2, I played the pre-release, so I never got to figure out what the end of the story was. But you know, now that full release is out for a while now, we'll play it again and actually complete the story. Golden hour? No, sorry. What even quarter time right now? All I know is that there's like three with zero sound barriers. So yeah, they're not close though. They're far away, but yeah, it's like three non-sound barrier people. Oh well. Yeah, so we did not sleep early last night. That's alright. Maybe might have to black out this morning. Probably, maybe. Might have to. It's fine. Halo 2's paused for a bit, mainly because Slime Ranch is one of those goaded. No, Slime Rancher 2 is one of those goaded games that can easily take priority on anything else. Right? Yeah. Plus, it's a very calm game, so you can pretty much play it for much longer. It's like Subnautica 2. Yeah. Slime Rancher 2 is like Subnautica 2. It's not very like taxing, so you can do it for significantly longer. Kind of like Astroneer, but when it comes to like Halo, that's quite taxing. Driving's even more taxing. But then again, I did play Overwatch, so you know, not sure what I mean by that. Also, there was no sunlight yesterday, so that's why the stream was longer than usual. There was no going outside to absorb any sun. Full clouds yesterday. I think today's gonna be raining. Yeah, so today's plan is simple, but it might be altered. So this food, tips and pull-ups, alpha theory regime, editing, depending on my awakeness. Maybe I'll shower and absorb. No, not shower and sleep. If I'm decent, then I will go the campaign. Odd. I just seen the Filipino gang show up. They usually, I haven't seen them in a while, but I just saw the entire convoy of them pulling up. I don't know. They might actually alter our golden half an hour. That's odd. Yeah, I haven't seen the Filipino gang in a while. They might have changed times, but they're coming now. That's gonna disturb golden half an hour pretty badly. I don't even know if you want to call it that. Usually when we come early, no, usually when we come at this time, when we finish Kari, the Filipino gang's gone. But they're arriving now as we've got like 5 minutes left. So, I see. I guess today's temperature is 10 degrees, so water cars are warm. Yeah, this morning's 10 degrees. For the past few, days, it's been under 10. Might be busy. Currently, there's already 7. Huh. It really is just getting like busier, huh? Literally how I felt when I was first doing the gym at 5 a.m. Had the place to pretty much myself. One day, well, slowly, it just started getting busier and busier until 5 a.m. had like 20 people or something. It's like, what? Now, these days, it's giving the same vibes. It's giving the same vibes now these days. I'm not saying vibes, it's literally just repeating itself. We used to have Diamond Hour. It used to be Golden Hour too. Diamond Hour rarely exists. And Golden Hour got cut into half an hour. At, and still half an hour is not even like good. What a shame. Still, this location's probably the more goated one because it's more spacious. So if people start showing up, you can just skedaddle to the opposite side. It's only bad when they're scattered everywhere, like yesterday. We could try out, a new gym. I might experiment. I actually will. But if I go test out a new area again, start and start analyzing it, I'm gonna have to remove Deep Blue's tripod. I have a more secret magnetic mount for him, but he's not gonna have the SSD card. He's gonna be recording in H65, no H265, not RAW. It's a trade-off, but if I'm gonna scan the areas, I might have to change Deep Blue's legs into a more magnetic hidden one. Maybe I'll try give the domestic area a try again. Just have to be careful of driving there because police cars get me. And in fact, on my way here, I literally went in front of like 2 police cars. Luckily, I had the speed pit limiter. Plans. I will see. Done. Also, I gotta be careful because the domestic area might have potentially people I know there as well. So that's one of the risks. Also, it seems like the Filipino gang just like left. I saw their convoy just leave the car park again, which makes me assume that they just came here to do a little spin and then drive off again. And how do I know what the Filipino cars look like? Well, I see it. So they drive Toyota Supras and stuff. If you're asking how I know which car they drive, is because every time when we do stairs, they start leaving when I'm nearly done, and I can just look out the window and usually see the convoy leave. Anyways, that's okay. Golden half an hour is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, there's actually so many people. There's like 7, 8 people, and it's only golden half an hour. I don't even know if you want to call it. It's not even golden anymore. Golden's usually like under 5, under like a hand size. Yeah, so many people. Maybe I might have to like we might have to just start scouting new places. Not gonna lie. So unfortunately, Deep Blue, I'm gonna have to change your legs and might put you in a magnetic one so we can scout better and be more hidden. We haven't done Rose in a long time. I think it's a little stinky, but whatever. I'll try it again. I think I'm too short, actually. I think so. Let me try. Pretty sure I was too short for this. Wait, what kind of weight do I want to use? 5 kgs first. Alright, we're gonna do Barbara Rose. I don't know why I stopped doing them. I think it's because I'm too short, but let me shut up. Pretty sure I'm too short for it, right? Yeah, figured out why. The range of motion's not ideal, but currently the goat is unavailable. And yeah, guess we'll just do it today. Well, I guess we'll just do it today. We're already here. The reason I don't really do that is because the range of motion is not very nice. Yeah, the range of motion on this thing is not very good. A close grip is much better. Close grip is much better because I can squeeze the back better. Again, that was a bit too late. Well, not really. I'll probably swap somewhere else. But based on the scared people, this place is the safest for now. We don't do this because the range of motion stops right here. Like it starts right here. But with the close grip, I can go like this. Yeah, the difference isn't, it's quite bad. This one I could only go like, you know, I could only go up to here. That's it, that's as far as it goes. With the goat, we can go a lot more back. That's fine. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna see if we could try the other areas again, but it's just too occupied. By the way, you're usually not allowed to use hard plates, but the only reason you're allowed to use hard plates here is because the rubber plates are the ones that's going to be touching the mat first. So adding these normal hard weights isn't going to affect. It's not going to affect the bump because it's not going to be touching it. Okay, it looks like golden half an hour might be appearing. It looks like it's cleared out, so I could probably go near the cables now. No story video yesterday, and no story video today. We're going to be saving it up for the next 3 days or so. Editing Earth logs recently have been pretty easy, I must say. Probably because there's nothing to do about. Alright, excellent. Let us begin migrating. It smells so bad. Wow, it smells terrible. Yeah, hands always smell like dog. After touching those, never mind, I changed my mind. They were was hidden. They were just out of my vision. Well, since our hands already stink, we might as well just continue touching metal. I like when I have to adapt. Keeps things interesting, you know what I mean? Way too light. But yeah, I guess it's, it's not light without dark. Sure, it's, not perfect, but at the same time, it gives us variation. It forces us into variation. which is not bad either. It's a bit too light. Let's add some weight and also continue to water. Surprisingly, it's still kind of light. Go heavier. I think it's 30 kgs right now. So, I think that's gonna be a plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna be using Deep Blue's magnetic mount to go scout the more busier places. Hopefully, I'm not. Yeah, see how it goes. If I remember correctly, the domestic gym. I say domestic because it's nearby a bunch of domestic houses. It's in a residential area. Yeah, so this gym is the one I originally went to at the very beginning, but it's in a residential area, domestic. So I don't think there's going to be a golden hour there at all because, like I said, it's nearby a bunch of houses. So there's going to be probably people there. However, I think that place will take like uh, coming here takes like 10 minutes, so 20 minutes total. Going there is like 6, maybe 8. Used to be like 4 minutes when I was speeding, but yeah, the police got a fine there and stuff, bro. What made me stop speeding to that gym was because that police ticket was basically like pretty much, I think it was like a couple $100, which is basically like half a year of the gym membership, which is like crazy if you think about it. We done speed there for like what, an extra 2 minutes, and then we got a fine that's worth half a gym membership. That's crazy. But it is what it is. That's just the rules. That's why driving in real life actually sucks. That's why like Teslas and electric cars are probably goated in cities and stuff. Automatic driving saves you a lot of, you know, yeah, honestly, yeah. Just get like a Tesla or some kind of automatic car and then have a racing simulator at home. Goated. That's the dream. Not dream, but that's, yeah. Have a racing simulator at home and get like some kind of automatic car that drives around for chores and stuff. That is way better, especially in like traffic and stuff. It's just me. I used to drive some kind of blue manual Lancer in my restricted test and restricted license years. And yeah, sitting in traffic in manual, it can go fast, but it's just pretty mid when you think about it. Traffic, speeding tickets, it's like bro. And especially with the fact that now the speeding cameras are hidden, that's like another factor. Now that the speeding cameras are hidden within public camouflage is even crazier. Before you could actually at least like see any as you can see like in front of you, but now it's just hidden. We might as well just do the one next to us too. We could just swap the weights next door. Yo, I sprayed it and it still smells like perfume. Also, the Subaru hybrid car I'm using right now is like really fast if you actually push it. It's like a supercar pretty much. That's why it's really boring. Yeah, the hybrid Subaru is pretty much like a supercar if you really just like push it. Not even push it, you just step on it and you're literally basically a supercar. So it's like really fast. That's how I got the speeding ticket. Pulled over and stuff. It brakes really hard as well. It's basic, yeah, it's a supercar. You know, all-wheel drive, it's goated. But I just can't, I can't like properly drive it. And it just police everywhere, speeding cameras. Just play a simulator if you want to go fast. Plus, like I said, after playing Forza Horizon 6 and F1, right? Driving fast in the normal city and stuff is like boring because you can't even take any corners properly. The only corners you can take sometimes are like the bike lanes. But again, that's kind of like if a police is like behind you, they'll just report you for reckless driving, even though the bike lane's empty. But I mean, at the same time, if you try to take the bike lane as an apex, if there's a bike person there, GG, he's dead because you're gonna cook him. That's why you just need some kind of automatic drive. Oh yeah, talking about bikes and e-scooters. Yeah, I scrapped that idea, I guess. No, it depends. E-scooters and bikes is really depends. It's only good in the city. Anywhere else, it's pretty bad. Reason is because if you're on a bike or an e-scooter, you take the bike lane, and then you're going to end up just crashing into my clone, which is going to take the apex of the bike lane. You're cooked. Yeah, no. Plus, a lot of like urban roads have no bike lanes, and the cars are parked there. So basically, when you're on a bike, you either take the bike path. No, no, no. You either take the footpath, or you go on the edge of the parked cars, and basically all the cars coming past you either nearly kill you or like cross the middle lane. So yeah, having a bike or e-bike, no e-bike, no, having a bike or e-scooter is pretty much not a good idea. Well, it depends. City, it's good. Urban places, you're gonna die, and you can't obviously go long distances with it. And when it comes to motorbikes, well, motorbikes are maybe motorbikes aren't bad. I mean, it depends. In the daylight, you're pretty hard to see. In the nighttime, you're pretty easy to see as long as you got good lights. But yeah, motorbikes in the daytime is deadly when it's like sunny. Yeah, when it's sunny and stuff, motorbikes are a bad idea because drivers won't be able to actually see you properly. They expect a big car. They don't expect like a pencil like thing in their rear mirrors and stuff. So driving a bike during the day is like dangerous. Motorbike during the day is dangerous because no one's gonna see you. They're gonna like look at their mirrors. They're not gonna really see you, and then like turn into you and stuff because you're so small. You're only visible in the night, and then plus you're probably gonna go fast. And then every traffic light you go to, you have to, you know, hop off or like lean against the side, which sucks. If you know what like a bike is, man, hopping off the bike during like a red light or something sucks. Well, mainly because if you're short, it's no. If you're if it's like if the seat's really tall, it sucks. That's what I learned. The optimal place to put the bike seat is shit. Well, no, it's not shit. It's just not good for me because I have when I like get at a red light, I'm gonna have to like lean against something or like basically fully hop off and stuff. So yeah, bikes are shit. No, no, what I'm saying, I'm tripping. I'm surprised. We didn't even like sleep, but we're just talking. Wait, why are we talking about vehicles again? I already established that automatic cars and stuff are probably it depends on the scenario, I guess. It depends on the scenario and purpose of your trip. and what your goals are. I mean, no, it just basically depends on what you want. No, it depends on what you're doing. Like, what are you doing first? Yeah, it just depends on what you're doing first. Like, as much as say electric cars and AI is good, what are you doing first of all? Like, what are you doing? Are you going to the city? Why are you going to the city? What do you need in the city? What are you doing? You know, I would say if it's like, I would say if it's like long distances, like long distance motorways, automatic, like Teslas would be good because then you don't have to drive a straight line. You can pretty much just put it on autopilot and you're good to go. When it comes to city traffic, well, first of all, why you're in the city during traffic? What are you doing there? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it depends on your case and use, and also depends on where you're going. Like, for example, if you're in America, right? You're gonna go to another state. Why are you going to another state? What are you gonna do there? Why don't you just take a plane? We see all those horror stories, right? Of like 17-hour drives or something. Like, bro, just take a plane or something. What? I mean, yeah, if you're gonna drive that long, just get something automatic then. Road trips. That doesn't really happen in New Zealand. No, I've done it once. No, electric cars are good for like that scenario. If you want to go driving for the thrill, just go on a simulator, bro. Again, it just heavily depends on what you're doing first, right? Like, I could say a bike and e-bike, no, a bike and e-scooter is good for the city, but what are you doing in the city, first of all? What are you doing there? What are you getting? You know what I mean? And when I say using a bike, what are you using a bike for? Where are you going? What are you doing? You know? Just like, it highly depends on what you're doing. Why? Because, yeah, bikes and e-bike, bikes and e-scooters are good for the city, but what are you doing in the city? What is there for you? The only reason I'd say, the only, like, place I'd think of to go to the city is to, like, get, like, a POV of water food around. That's like and like, yeah, like explore the city and put it on film. That's like the only reason. So for the purpose of that, no, for the purpose of filming the city and recording everything, a bike or e-scooter or walking and stuff is much more better. Alright, etc. etc. Just depends on the scenario and why. But I have been thinking about that, getting some metadata on the city and the people around and food. That could be interesting. It's just going to be a bit costly. Oh, it's going to be really costly though, if you think about it. Because the food now these days are like 20 something bucks plus. Right? 20 something plus for food that has no macros, anyways. So you're basically just eating for the film, not eating for the footage and metadata. But, you know, you're not getting any macronutrition. And you're basically paying like a horror game worth for like a few minutes of, yo, I'd rather just spend that like 20 something plus $20+ on like a horror game that will last at least like an hour or two versus like a piece of food. Yeah. Yeah, I see. It just depends. We're gonna be doing a lot of metadata in the future. It'll be interesting. It's a lot of things. Right now, we'd rather just chill inside, do some Slime Rancher for now. That has more lore. Well, I don't know what we're talking about. We talk about like cars and police and like where you're going in the city. I've lost count on where I'm at. Uh, yeah. So golden half an hour was actually not that good, but I noticed that since I was talking like super loud and crazy, it seems like everyone actually just stripped it away from me. Is what it is. Most of the sound barriers just drifted away slowly. That's what happens sometimes. But that's only because it's talking about like a topic that's, I don't know. Is there anything to talk about besides just talking about ideas of traveling and content? There's so much content, so much. I think fishing is like the content that doesn't have too much metadata because I'm not talking constantly. I'm just sitting there or fishing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it, right? That's basically it. Talked a lot. Talked a lot about just simple stuff. Yeah, just talking about content and potential things. It looks like golden half an hour's done because I see more people coming. All right, maybe tomorrow we'll scout the other places too. We're gonna have to use Deep Blue's magnetic arm instead. We might, yeah. Maybe I'll scout the other places during the really really cold. I'll see about it. All right, later. Appreciate it. Till next time, right? Bye bye.